Well, hello there, folks. Welcome to this video, which is all about a topic that we know as trainers and presenters, we kind of need to get a handle on, but we don't sometimes really put the time, dedication, and energy towards doing it, right? And that is the topic area of trainer self-introductions. Trainer self-introductions. Now, we may think it's a bit of a boring topic or it's a bit of a, tick the box exercise, tell the audience who I am and, just quickly move on. And we often find that a lot of people have a lot of stuff around the trainer self-intro. They don't like talking about themselves. They feel awkward doing it. And maybe they've seen a lot of bad trainers or trainers do it very poorly in the past. And as a result, have a lot of resistance to actually doing it. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about two things. Number one, I want to talk to you about ultimately the top 3 mistakes or even 4 mistakes that people make in regards to a trainer self-intro. Then I want to introduce you to the basic format for a good quality trainer self-intro. And then I'm going to plant a seed in your mind about an advanced trainer self-intro and the way to really think about the advanced version of it, right? And then I'll let you know that actually in July of this year, in 2025, we actually have a Zoom workshop that we're running. And in that workshop, I'm actually going to unpack and help people create their advanced self-trainer intro, so to speak. So I'm really excited about that event. But let's jump into self-intros, right? So first mistake that a lot of trainers make is, number one, they don't do it at all. All right. Now that we need to realize that the purpose of a trainer self-intro is 2 things. Number one, build connection with the audience. Build connection and build solid rapport with the audience, because the audience, when they look at you as a trainer, they are wondering in their mind 2 things. Why should I listen to you? And what value will you bring me in my life, right? Now, the audience members don't state that out loud, but that's really what's going on for them as soon as they sit down in your workshop, right? So number one, who are you and what value will you bring to me? And also, why are you the best person to be telling me those things, right? So when we're doing a self-intro, we want to build connection, but as part of that, we also want to build credibility to answer that question of why should I listen to you, right? So connection and credibility. That's why we need to do the self-intro. Number 2, the trainer, the second mistake is the trainer will talk about content from their life that doesn't actually relate to the audience and what they care about. And what I mean by that is, the audience really don't care if you've got 2 cats, 3 dogs, and have traveled the world, and have got 2 PhDs and a master's degree, and love to just, I don't know, go golfing on the weekend, right? They don't care. They really don't care. Now, that may be a little bit confronting for you or for the people around you, but at the end of the day, they really don't care. All they care about is the things that are relevant to them. So hypothetically though, if you know that your audience do love playing golf, it's okay to mention that, right? But you wouldn't just randomly mention, I love playing golf. There's no value in that, right? So the next piece is the self-intro by the trainer will often include things that don't relate to the topic that the trainer is about to talk about. So we need to appreciate that the real estate, i.e. the time that we have for the trainer self-intro and how long you talk about yourself will be determined by how long your course is or your workshop is, right? So it's a bit of a parenthetical comment here, but in regards to how long you talk about yourself, it's fine to talk about yourself for a long period of time if the content that you share is actually of value and delivered in a particular way. And we'll talk about that later on in the video. But the thing is, anything and everything you say needs to actually create a foundation and a setup for what your learners are actually going to receive and learn from you, right? So you can tell the world all the things that you've done, but you have to position it in a way that the learners are actually going to see, wow, I'm so glad that person's done that. And what am I going to learn as a result of that? So, next piece is the trainer doesn't think about it at all. And they don't really see that as a great opportunity to really start the influencing process with the audience at hand, right? So let's step back for a moment. What's the number one thing that they shouldn't do? Is not do it. Second thing is think that the trainer self intro is actually about the trainer. Now, that's a strange thing to say, but what we need to appreciate is when we can shift our mindset to think that the intro is actually about creating valuable moments or aha moments for the learners and what they're going to get out of your course from you. Whoa, paradigm completely shifts, right? So what we need to be able to do is structure our self intro in a way that the learners go, whoa, cool. Wait, wow, can't wait to hear from that person about their experience with that. Okay, so let's come all the way back for a moment. So here's what not to do. Hi, my name is Bill Smith. I'm a nurse educator and I've been in nursing for 25 years. I like nursing, it's fun, and I have a master's degree in nursing. And I like working at the hospital in various departments, and I like teaching people. Let's get into it. All right. That is probably what not to do. And that's probably not going to get you very far in relation to the levels of credibility and connection you could create with your audience there. So instead, and this is where you may want to take a note for a moment. You may want to start taking some notes because what I want to share with you is a formula you can actually use to really position yourself as the expert in your audience's mind very quickly and very powerfully, right? Now, this is the very simplistic version. It's a very basic version. The advanced version, as I said, we're going to cover in the workshop, and we're going to have a great time unpacking who you are, unpacking all the value that you bring to your audiences and your topic. But that one, it does take time, and it does take, a couple of things that we need to create some distinctions around. So in this video, though, very, very basic version, and it sounds like this, and this is the place that we want to start from. So let me give you the revised Bill Smith self-intro. Hi, folks. My name is Bill Smith, and I have been a nurse and nurse trainer for the last 15 years. Now, I have to admit, when I first started in nursing, I thought it was all about just getting the medication right and just treating the patients and, working in the hospital and doing what was required of me. But I soon realized it was so much more. I soon realized it was actually about how effectively I can communicate to the patients, reassure them of what was going on, and really equip and empower them on their own road to recovery. And I love teaching this course about nursing, about anything, about nursing, because I get to share with you not just how to work effectively with the medication, but also how to work effectively with the patients and other team members so that you really enjoy your role here at the hospital or the organization. Let's jump into some things that we're going to talk about in today's session. We're going to cover this and this and this, and I'm really excited to share with you some of the distinctions and some of the things I've learned in the past as I completed my master's degree and completed a few other things along the way. So let's jump into it and let's have a great time as we jump into the world of X, whatever it may be. Full stop. So what I've done there is essentially shared with the audience who I am, but more importantly, I've connected with the audience and I've had that moment of previously, I was just like you, and I thought probably what you're thinking right now. But over time, I had the juxtaposition. I had the moment of the huge realization that nursing or the topic of leadership or whatever it may be was actually so much more. And it's the so much more that actually positions you as the credible expert in the minds of your audience. Now, naturally, later on, you can share things like, you've got a master's degree, a PhD, and all that good stuff. And you've got 3 cats, 5 dogs, and all, maybe you've got kids at home and all those different things. You can certainly share that, but you would share that at a later piece when it is appropriate to get even more personal with your audience, right? But the first 3 to 5 minutes where you're doing your self intro, this is really where you want to set up that deep connection. And how do we create rapport and connection? Well, we show that our thinking is very similar to our audience's thinking, or we get at a deep level where they are at right now. And when we can elicit thoughts in their minds of our audience and we can actually verbalize that, then they actually see us as a psychic, as somebody that is like got ninja skills or Jedi mind tricks. We are articulating what's already in the minds of our audience. And when we do that, we have a magnetic effect with our audiences, right? So let's pick a different topic. Let's pick the world of leadership, right? So for the leadership trainers out there, right? So let's jump into it. So hi, my name is Bill Smith. I've been a leadership trainer for the last 12 years now. And when I first got into leadership, my first role, I would have to say, I thought leadership was all about just, setting a vision, a mission, and then just expecting people to follow along and just putting some plaques around the office and just reminding people of the vision and the mission of what we were doing. But I soon realized it was so much more. I soon realized it actually came back to how deeply could I touch, move, and inspire each individual or collection of groups and really understand what drove those individuals and really understanding how could I work with them to get their greatest ideas out of their minds. And I love teaching this topic of leadership because we're not just going to touch on how can we create a great vision, great mission, and even great goals for our departments, but also how can we touch, move, and inspire each individual so that they can work towards those things that we have created. I love teaching this course, and I know that all of you are going to get so much out of it. In the past, I've worked at various organizations, performed various roles, but I would have to say my greatest joy is always working with up-and-coming leaders and really seeing them effective in their roles and being able to create amazing results for them and their organizations. So let's jump into it. Alrighty, let's just put a pause there, and hopefully you're starting to see the power of this self-intro, right? Now, as I said, what you would do naturally is from there, you're going to share your insights, your discoveries from the things that you have done in the past, but that's going to come at a later stage. Now, in the advanced version, we will look at strategically how do you share these thoughts, these seeds, and actually how do you structure it all out. But in today's video, I just want to give you some very basic structures that you can follow there. So my name is, I have been up for a particular amount of time. When I first started, I thought blah. I soon realized bigger picture. I love teaching this course because I get to share with you this and how this will make your life even better, right? Hopefully that's making sense there for you. Hopefully you've taken some notes. Now, it is a very big topic and there's a lot involved in doing a great quality trainer self-intro. But hopefully from this video, you got some distinctions that maybe you've never had before. And maybe you are feeling even more comfortable to start playing in the experimental place, to start to think how even more effectively can I play with the real estate of the self-intro time, right? It's definitely one of my favorite things to do because you can actually strategically plant so many thoughts in the minds of your audience without them even knowing you're doing it, which is so cool. On that note, folks, hope you got some value from the video. Like, comment, share. And if you want to know a little bit more about the event that we're running in July, definitely drop a comment below. And happy to help you out with that. But yeah, it's going to be an amazing event. You're going to learn so much. And it's going to be a great time learning from each other and taking our skills to the next level. On that note, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. My name is Mark Miles, helping you be the standout trainer in your industry. Bye for now.